Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Memory of a Dream, and welcome to another chapter in the story of Dreamveil. So, we left off last time, right after constructing the rail station, and now we need to do a little bit of expanding, because we still have problems with high rent and not enough customers. And before we start getting into today's build, I want to take a quick look at workplace availability in our city. We can see the total workplaces is quite high when compared to the number of employees. This means we have a lack of residential. So we would need to focus today on residential expansion, which in this city is quite significant. So we are going to need a whole lot of residential to make up for the demand. We have all these roads building here that we haven't zoned yet. So without any further ado, I would like to go into zoning. And for this main street over here and the street behind it, I would like to add some mixed housing. Even though this would also add a lot of new jobs to the place, I do want it for the aesthetic of the city. So I'm going to go ahead and add this mixed housing. And right at the end here, I will add medium density housing, 2 units. And over here, in this area, we're going to need to add medium density residential. But before we do that, we need to think of places where these people would keep their cars. So I'm just going to add a large parking lot over here. What we can see now is that even though we are zoning residential, none of it's going in because we have no demand for residential. Even though people are complaining for high rent. So what we might do is increase the low density residential area. For that I'm going to go extend these streets down this way. It doesn't like me building it because it's colliding with this building over here. So to do that, I'm going to go back to simulation and temporarily bypass the validation results. So this is not going to be a problem now. Just want to be careful how far along I bring it. I don't want to go into my plant park. And now I'm going to disable that again. I can already see this is turning up a bit ugly over here. So what I'm going to do is go to my brushes and take this level over here and just continue this brush. We'll add a small cliff at the base of our cemetery. I hate how this is going, so I'm going to come back here and bring these back a bit. And I'm going to go and demolish those buildings. Now I do want this cliff to look somewhat natural, so I'm going to bring it out a bit in places. And make make it feel more natural, like it's been here. It's part of the layout of the land. And realistically, we could think that this is something that would, you know, continue from over here. So yeah, we're going to have this cliff coming in like this, somewhat like this. And to complete things, I hope this doesn't ruin zoning, it's fine. I'm going to take path and just add this meandering path through the trees. That's good. Terrain here looks a bit rough, but that was to be expected. It's really interesting how the game works. Even though we have a lot of workspaces, the demand for residential is low now. I'm hoping it'll pick up once these businesses are filled in. But in the meantime, I'm going to look again at our fertile land. And given that we have a lot of unexploited fertile land over here, I'm going to use this opportunity to add our textile farm. I hate when the game does that. It's really annoying. There we go. It should be fine. It needed to be a bit back to be able to cover all this area, but I think it's providing us with enough goods to cover our needs right now. You can see that in production. So we don't have a lot of need for textiles. We're probably going to start exporting some of this. Let's see. The graphs would kick in probably in a few minutes. We could already see some of the issues with low rent have disappeared, but shops are still complaining about not having enough customers. Okay, for now let's turn up the speed of the simulation and see how our city is filled in. Oh, and while everything is filled in, I would like to take some time and create another small park or plaza right here at the train station. Yeah, it seems nice. And I want to add a few low density commercial buildings here next to the train station. I think this is what we want here. Going to use this trick to fix the zoning over here. Not going to zone that because it might spawn the row houses in a different orientation than what I want. We seem to have a traffic accident over here. These roads are going to be highly utilized right now. And I'm going to keep the simulation running at low speed. For now, I would like to upgrade these roads. Yeah, I'd like to add a median to these roads. It's going to be quite a nice boulevard when these trees grow. The city's still continuing to grow. We have fewer problems with rent for now. We're still getting high rent in some places and not enough customers in others. What I do want to do is look at my transport lines, and we see that we have this bus line coming through here. Of course, we would now want to add bus stops on this street, so I'm going to add one here and one here. And bring our line into the bus stops. I'm not sure what it did there, but it wasn't what I wanted to. And now I would like to bring it out here. Right. Over here I added alleys. Want to see if I can upgrade these to normal roads, which are going to have a bus lane. But I'm not sure I want to do that. So I think I'm just going to add bus stops on either side of this street. I'm going to bring this bus route through these stops. And you can see now it's doing a left on this road over here, which is not exactly what I wanted. Though we do have a bus stop here. I wanted to add another one here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Right next to this intersection. And yeah, we're going to keep this bus line going to our main street, but doing a small deviation to just touch the train station. I do want to drag this bus stop to the train station as well. So it's gonna stop here and turn around at the train station. But then, so this one doesn't stop here. And I want to add stops here near our low rent residential. Yeah, I think the stops are going to be better left over here in this part, because these are kind of close by. Right over here. And we're going to have more residential in this area, so probably it would be a good idea for these stops to be closer to whatever's going to be springing up over here. One thing I want to do though is bring this path back a bit and add it again in such a way that it would probably not going to destroy my lights and everything, but would add a crossing here. Perfect. Going back to our workplace availability, we see it's jumped by a few hundred, but our employees have also jumped. We always seem to have more workplaces than employees in this city. We see well-educated people are well-educated. Jobs are now starting to become a thing. The high school is still not at capacity. I want to look at the elementary school first. Elementary school close to capacity, but not quite there yet. Yeah, people in this area would need to send their children to school, I suppose. So having these this bus line come through the train station is a plus for them. You could just send their kids to school via bus. And for now, these two bus lines are sufficient to cover our city. We may add others later on, but yeah, for now, that's okay. I want to come back to this place where I said I want to add a park. And actually create the park. So for this purpose, what I'm going to do is just add some walkways. Some very nice place to walk by the cliffs, take a look at the ocean, the fjords. Perhaps in summer when it's not snowing. Okay, and this is going to be the baseline of our green space here at the edge of the city. What I do want to do is add some standing stones, and I think there was a standing stone circle. Here, rune stones formation, yeah. So we have this one standing stone here, one standing stone there, and they seem to be placed like sentinels up across the hill. And let's say this was an ancient sanctuary of sorts. This is like a temple or something. We're going to turn this park into an archaeological site. And I would want to upgrade this, but it wants to make it straight, and I don't want that. It would be really nice to have this as a curved bridge. It doesn't like it because it's too short. Yeah, I'm going to get away from that. This is just fine here. And speaking of which, we do have some stone heads over here, and I would like to add a few of these. So here. At the top of this bridge looking out across the sea. I'm wondering if I want to make this larger archaeological site. I could also add a castle, but this would not be something that I want to add over here at this time. This ruin of an old mill. I think I want to add it here by the river. But yeah, this would probably have had gutter coming in from here. which would capture the water and spin this wheel. I think I'm just gonna add another house here, just to make this area look more complete. I would like to add a building here as well, but there's no zoning. Maybe if we go back into here and add one of those barns. Yeah, this would make sense over here actually. So we'll add it right here at the edge of this road. Could be from the same complex as the old ruined mill. Just add some houses over here. Make this area look less weird, maybe. But this would look weird. It does look like a continuation of the city, so I'm good with that. One thing I don't really get about this game is that if I look at the budget, it says I'm in the negative, right? But the money is increasing, so we're clearly making money. It's just the budget isn't reflecting that. Okay. Buildings are still spawning in. Next in our build, I want to look a bit at this hillside over here. And I'm thinking if I could actually add the college at the top of this hill. That would be nice, that would be grand. We're probably going to have to do some terraforming and expand this hill to the side this way, because I really like the aspect of it from the town, and yeah, I do want to keep the college up here. Just gonna add the college up here. Right, and its upgrades are a library. Oh, the library goes outside. So we're going to have to make room for a library on top of our hill as well. And these wings, yeah. Okay. That's going to be good. I'm going to add the road for now. I don't want it to do that, so I'm going to bring this a little bit out. Okay, that was nice. And for this side of the hill, we're going to try and slope it. And we're going to bring a road down from this hill to... I think our best bet is to connect it here for now. It's quite steep over here, so it does need to do a bit of a back and forth, switchbacks and that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think we could build residential on this hill over here. But for now, let's take care of this cliff face, because it looks rather artificial. Just going to clean up these roads a bit. I don't really like what it did over there with the road. Okay, that's better. A bit better. Let's call it better. Let's call it better. Now we can see these buildings are actually abandoned. Because of high crime. So we do have some problems with crime, which seems to be affecting us. And I'm thinking this is because we don't have enough police cars patrolling, so I'm going to increase the size of our police station. Add some more vehicles that could go out on patrol. Okay, looking back at workspace availability, we still have more workspaces than employees. I want to see how employment is. Unemployment is at 17%. That's quite high, actually. So this would indicate that we don't have enough businesses in our city, enough workspaces. Okay. So we need more commercial, I suppose. Yeah, this tells me that we need to increase maybe our industrial zone. No, our industrial zone I think would benefit from train terminal, cargo train terminal. And given that we have the rail hub here, would be a good idea to add something like this. I'm trying to see how we could place this so the lines would line up with what we have there. You would need to flatten a piece of land out. And something else we would need to do is a link our through line to be able to come out this way through the rail yard. That's something we want to happen. Okay. So we want to continue this up here. And I think I'm going to have to buy that tile too. I don't want to, but the game's kind of forcing my hand here. This is fine. If I add it here, I think it'll terraform the land on its own. Though it didn't quite terraform the way I wanted it. And I do have one line. But I'm going to bring 2 lines in, just like that. And now we have a connection. Let's just terraform a bit to make this fit in the scenery a little better. I'm just going to level out this pad a bit, where we're going to add some industrial. I'm gonna keep this focused on the main road. Enable. I'm just gonna keep this grid going a bit over here. Yep, that's it. Of course, zoning is weird, because why wouldn't it be weird? I'm just going to keep this grid going this way. And remove the extra roads. And we're just going to zone industrial in this entire area. Even over here. So let's see, unemployment is 15%. We're creating a few jobs. It's okay. I always thought that, you know, the fact that we have more workspaces than employees meant not everything is filled up, but thinking about it now, yeah, naturally, not all workspaces will be filled up in a city all the time. And you always find some workspace that isn't filled up. So what we want to do now is create links to the outside world. I'm gonna drop the vehicles to 1 on each of them. The bare minimum. What we might want to do is add the possibility for people to get their cargo to the terminal through the back. And you would expect people to actually cut into the mountain like this. What you wouldn't expect is to see look into a different dimension through the side of the mountain. It's a weird bug. Okay, I'm gonna try to lower the terrain over here. I mean, I do like the cut and fill mechanic that this game has, but this thing, what it's doing here is crazy. I don't like it. So I'm going to keep it like this. Hey. We're going to add more office space over here. And I want to look at our communications. So we can see now that with the addition of these new neighborhoods, we're having problems with communications. So we're going to probably need to update the tower. I'm going to increase the bandwidth on this one. And also the range. Over here we still don't have very good coverage, so I'm going to come into here and add a new tower. And this is going to be up here. We're going to need to bring a road up here for this tower specifically. But I don't think that's a big problem. Let's grab an alley. There we go. We have some collapsed buildings here that were probably abandoned. This is crazy. If I want to demolish anything on this road over here, I have to worry about that bloody tower. I was hoping not to have to deal with it that often. We have another abandoned building here. So let's look at our unemployment again. It's at 12%. We need more jobs actually. So yeah, there's no office demand. We have demand for commercial, we have demand for industrial, not that much for office. Okay, what I'm going to do is add some commercial along this main street over here. This is probably going to soak up a bit of our demand. And yeah, some of these over here. Okay, unemployment is lowered to 9%. I do like the look of our college up here. I think I'm going to keep this forest around the college as maybe some sort of park. And yeah. Now, I would like to expand this way, and there's a substation in the way. So I'm gonna have to move the substation. I'm going to move it next to this roundabout. Over here. Which I'm going to increase. I want to make this roundabout bigger. It doesn't like it. I suppose that's good enough for now. But yeah, to do this, I'm going to have to pause the game a bit. Because no, we're going to do this without pausing. Normally people don't... So in real life you don't have the luxury of pausing when you're doing infrastructure projects, so you have to work around it. I'm going to try to redirect these power lines. Okay. And then what you would do is add another substation here. Connect the substation to your grid. And only after that you would decommission the old grid. But before decommissioning the old grid, you have to make sure your roads can, or you can get power to your city. So we need to upgrade the roads. Yes. Yes, game. Yes. No. Okay, doesn't like that intersection. This is starting to become quite annoying right here. Of course, we don't need this power line anymore because we're now transferring directly from the power station through that rural road. And I'm hoping that if I destroy this, it won't have a problem with upgrading. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. And now that we have a power connection, we can decommission the old power station and the old high voltage line. And that is how you upgrade your power infrastructure while the game is still running. Let's look a bit at our natural resources, and if we do that, we can see that over here we have minerals. So we can do ore mining. And what I'd like to do is bring a road over here. So first, going to buy these 3 tiles. We have 13 more expansion permits. And try to bring a road up this mountain pass. This is going to be a highway, because we're not going to do a city road, and for that we're going to need to unlock highways. So 2-lane highway. Turn on contour lines. I can see this is kind of flat until here. I mean, kind of. I want to keep it below 7, given this is going to be a high-speed road. Or maybe, okay, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to take this pad over here. I'm going to do a switchback. Okay, now we're not gonna have any more problems going down this way. Going up the other way, however, this is going to be a bit more challenging. This is 15%. Now, what I would like to do, and I think the game knows it over here, is create a tunnel. Yep. So right over here we're going to tunnel through the mountain. I don't like the look of the tunnel entrance, to be honest. This one looks fine. The one on the other side is... What is this? That's much better. It does have a little bit of tearing here and there. We'll try to see if we can make this better. Not going to get rid of that tearing, am I? Okay. At least the tearing is gone. And from over here, I'm going to bring the highway here at this connection point. Of course it would. It's... Why, game? Why? I don't like what it's doing. So I'm going to add a small road here to keep my roundabout. And try to add a highway. A highway. Okay, try to add a normal road. Which is going to be upgraded to a highway. It took a little bit of finagling. There we go. This is our Garland Highway, which brings us to our industry area. So here we need to add this mine in a place that would cover most of the ore deposits. It's gonna be here. I thought this was going to go the other way. Regardless, this is of no consequence. I'm going to bring our highway. So from up here, we need to descend slowly. I hate that it's covering my grades. 6.8%. Okay. Got it. That's good. Of course, from here I want to go like this. And then these sections go out. And this is our road. Cool. We are going to need to get power here. We now have power flowing to our mine. We need water. And let us expand our mine. I think this is our ore mine. So this is extracting metal ore. Something else that we might want to extract are composites or stone mining. And these are very important for building materials in our city. So this doesn't need to be on any specific resource, and so we could actually add one here at the foot of this mountain. It doesn't state its production. Our population is on the rise, our cash is on the rise, though our budget is still negative. Something that I don't understand in this game at all. This building, I think, requires car access over here. It's an interesting development. I'll try to see if I could add something to satisfy its need. And I'm going to add commercial over here. We seem to need more jobs in the city. Unemployment is still at 8%. We want to bring it down to lower levels. I'm going to widen this street through here. I think it's going to be like this, yes. It's going to take out that path, isn't it? No, it's not. So we do see a lot of trucks coming through here. I want to add a median actually to this street. And going to beautification, I want to add wide sidewalks on both sides. And trees. So I'm not sure what happened here. Oh, I added it in the middle. Okay, I want to add wide sidewalks to the sides. And yes, trees. Wide sidewalks with trees. And right over here, we're going to have the Epicurean Gardens. Surrounded by more mixed-use housing. Yeah, and yeah, I've noticed that I haven't added any trash bins, so to this place. So I'm going to go with, I think this is the one. And then of course we have this area. So we can see our medium density residential and even a high density residential now growing. So we don't have large apartment buildings yet. Our only high density residential is our low rent housing. I don't want to add too many of those because people are going to complain about small apartments. But we do need something like that. So that's the purpose of this area over here. Going into here, we need to expand. So unemployment is at 6%. That's in an okay zone now. And it's still dropping. So I'm going to expand residential over here in this missing area with the medium density residential. There we go. We now have a better filled in Dreamveil, which seems to have a problem with death. Well, our budget is positive for the first time in a long time. So, yeah. It turns out that adding businesses makes you money. Who knew? I suppose I should add a bus service to the college if I want people to use it. Okay. Add a bus stop right in front of the college. Maybe a bus shelter. Yeah, I don't want students to wait out in the rain. The question is, where do I go with it? I do want to get over here where our bus hub is. But I suppose I could do something like this for now. I'll just go to the train station. I'll add the stop. I'll add the stop on the other side of the train station, so not to overuse that stop. And now we have this college bus line. Though maybe it's a good idea. So now that we have this other line, to take it over here. Right? I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add it to this loop. Again. It's gonna go back this way. I'm not going to use this roundabout. Okay. Probably add another stop here. It's gonna take out that one tree, but yeah. So this is going to take our people to college, and the people from college to the high school. Something that we're still missing in the city are taxis, so I would like to add that as well. And I think I'm going to use this small pad here, right behind the train terminal, to add a taxi depot. 20 vehicles, going to upgrade it with a dispatch center. We could add a few taxi stands to places where it might make sense. Like over here maybe, near the train station. You would want people to have taxis. I don't know where else. Maybe over here? Where you have business. Okay. Yeah, a taxi stand would make sense here as well. Places where you have businesses, where you have school, where you have residents close by. Probably one next to the clinic over here. And I think a taxi stand would make sense here somewhere. Of course, this road isn't going to let me because it's it has that problem. Bypass validation results. So I'm going to add the taxi stand right over there. Okay. And I think for now that's sufficient for our city. We do have quite a lot of people using our buses, and it seems a few tourists as well. And the city is quite small to attract tourism, and it doesn't have many tourist attractions. But speaking of which, so I did said I wanted to add the chapel. The temple to the cemetery. Gonna keep things like this for now. And we have some demand for offices once more. So what I'm going to do is add a few more streets down here and add some office buildings. No, not there, not there. So there we want the extension for the... Actually, I think I'm going to plop it down anyway just to put it in place. So I won't be tempted to add things later on. I could only add one garage now. I mean, I could add another to the side, but that won't work. And yeah, another one over there won't work, so can only add one. Let's see how our park coverage is holding up. Pretty good, I'd say. We would still need some parks over here, so we don't have coverage in this area. And I think I do want to add something. I would want to add a tennis court. It's pretty large though. I think it could fit in here. And the terrain is rather flat-ish. Yeah, that looks fine. I think the people in these homes over here would enjoy a place to play tennis. Okay, we're still at Busy Town. I think we built all the resource extractions we could. I want to wait until the next milestone to build our oil industry in this area, and only after that expand our industrial. So bus line 3 has assigned 10 vehicles, which is hell of a lot. I'm going to bring that down to 5. It's not even used that much. And let's use this colossal order buses. Our clinic is I think it's okay. Yeah, it's going here. Okay, we seem to have a few traffic problems now in the city with everything going on. And especially on this road over here, I want to just update it to have a bus only lane. I'm also going to disable parking here and add wide sidewalks near the train station and a few trees. And allow parking on the other side. But I don't want my buses to be bothered by the cars. Would you look at the number of people waiting for taxis? This is insane. I'm wondering why people don't use my buses. Maybe because they get stuck in traffic? This is the only place in the city that actually has traffic. So I don't think that's it. Speaking of buses, I want to take a look at my bus lines because now with all the commercial and office going on over here, would like to add another bus stop here on this line. Of course, that waypoint is no longer necessary. Bus line 1 has 4 vehicles. And they're all assigned here. Bus line 1, bus line 3. Okay. Bus line 3. bus lane 3. I mean, these buses are kind of janky when they stop. I think that was just a bit of bunching up from buses spawning. I'm at 19 out of 25. And I do want to keep up with demand, so I'm gonna pop in the first extension, which would bring me up to 35. This leaves up just this tiny bit of room over here for some commercial, which I'm going to happily plop in to hide the ugly bus depot behind it. And I think I can add 2 more extensions over there. Budget is still in the red. So let's see where we have deficit. Oil, coal, and vegetable production. So given that we still have some fertile land over here, let's just add another vegetable farm. Okay. Let's keep it like that. And now we're basically using most of our fertile land. Again, I don't want to go into this area. I like it just the way it is. Yeah, I do find that this is kind of a janky transition from low density to this dense urban core. I might take into consideration adding some of those 2x2 medium density buildings like these over here. These, I think they're always going to be low-rise buildings like this. It's 3 stories high. Would make a better transition. But these aren't that high either. Like 6 or 7 stories. Still, they're kind of high density. And something else I don't like is that we don't have mid-density offices or mid-density commercial, just low and high, which is kind of annoying. But still. Yeah, this is what we have to work with. I could also add some row housing to this road. That would make the transition a bit smoother, I suppose. I'm not sure what the best solution to this is yet. Still, let's look at our employment. 5% unemployment. So I think we're expanding in a quite healthy manner. I'm going to add some more medium density housing over here, or no. Mixed zoning. Yes, mixed use zoning. Yeah, back here, we might even have a small park. Just gonna add another walkway over here like this. Probably add a few benches, a few gazebos, stuff like that. Here. I'm going to add one of these. Right over here, so the zoning is a bit janky. I would like it to be more, let's say, right next to this one. But I suppose it's because the roads aren't at the perfect 90 over here. When you're working with weird terrain, this is bound to happen. Something else I could do is just add a small office building over here, which I think I'm going to end up doing anyway. So I'm gonna leave 2 rows empty behind for that park that I want to build back there. And over here, we could do some medium density housing, 4x4. This is gonna be one of the taller buildings that we're going to have to here. And okay. So here we go. We now have this quaint little park behind our buildings with a few snacks to grab, some places to relax, and a small workout spot. All I want to do is just add a few more trees in here to make it a bit more green. And I think we also need a few more lights on these alleys that lead to the park itself. for that we're going to use the light pole park for. I have a mishmash of lighting poles in this park, but I don't mind it. I'm just going to add some evergreens over here to just spice up the place, and yeah. Probably add some more foliage. Behind these buildings. And some lighting. I'm gonna add some lighting over here. And yeah, over here as well. Oh, and of course, we need some trash bins. We should not forget about these. After all, this is not Japan. Okay. And with that done, I suppose we're going to leave it here today, for today. We're still getting not enough customers from commercial businesses, so I don't know what the deal is with this. I suppose we should have more of a mix of office and industrial in our business landscape, and less commercial. This is a pretty central piece of part of the city. There should be enough customers over here to keep these shops afloat. I don't see why this would be a problem. Though I do suppose the game works by a different rule than maybe real life. But yeah, we're going to expand the city out a bit next time. But until then, well, it's been a while, and we're going to leave Dreamveil here for now. So this has been Memory of a Dream, wishing you a good time, and I will see you in the next one.